Hello and good morning to our social work. Try that again. Social Workers in Research Peer Support Hour. Now, I have apologies from Laura this morning. As always happens when you're doing research, life gets in the way. So Laura's been called up for jury duty. She got 3
Yep,
weeks of jury duty. And Anne Marie, I can't remember if it was this week that she
it
said
is this week. She is in flying or studying cans and backwards and
yeah,
forwards or something.
yeah, she was flying today while this was on because she's going
Yep.
to Cairns to visit new grandchild and do something else.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just the two of us today, unless anybody else jumps in. But
Yeah.
how has your week been? Like your study week? What's different in
Well,
your life?
I finished. Well, I wrote. Was it Friday morning? I got up at some ungodly hour and wrote the a full chapter for my thesis.
Well done. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I got told off for doing that. I should be. I got told I should be focusing on my confirmation script, which I'll be doing after this.
Okay.
Um,
So have you got a date for your confirmation yet?
Not yet, but 18th of March is the absolute deadline.
Yep. Okay. So it's going to be soon. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd really like to come to that, so don't forget to flick me the
Well, I'm
link.
recording mine,
Yeah,
so I'll send you the recording,
yeah.
and
Oh,
then if we
and
if we're allowed to have live Q&A, then I'll send you the link for that.
that would be great. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be most helpful. And
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to support you because
Hmm.
you've had a really long, hard slog at this.
It has been, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
You're on bucket.
So, like, I am officially halfway through the allowable time to do a PhD.
Yep.
So is that, I don't know, is that 18 months or 2 years? I'm
Yeah,
not sure now.
18.
18
Yeah.
months, yeah. But this is also my final year because I've fast tracked.
Yeah.
But I've known you since the beginning through Tara's groups, and
Mm.
it's just been constipation after constipation after constipation for you. And then I've had the opposite. I've had the expulsion after expulsion after
Yeah.
expulsion of supervisors. So,
Yes.
yeah, we've both had a really tumultuous time of our
Yeah. Yeah,
PhDs.
I don't know if I've got a second supervisor yet. It hasn't been confirmed, but I've got supervision today at 4 my time,
Yeah.
so 3 your time. Um, so hopefully I'll find out more then.
So
And I
your
was thinking about
second,
going part time after the confirmation, but I might just push through
to see if you can
and
get it
get the
over and
six
done with.
month extension that is possible that I should be able to get because of Tara leaving. I should be able to get a 6 month extension anyway
I hope so.
to it
Yeah.
all and finish mid year next year and start the PhD elsewhere
Yeah.
27.
So talking to my contact, will that be for PhD or will that be for help with the research masters?
Research masters at the moment.
Yep. So he's
The
able
book
to,
looks interesting. I've only I haven't looked through it, but I've the title and all that, and I've read the blurbs and the I think someone said it's a tour de force of climate change.
okay.
So that's promising. So I'll most likely buy that. It's only $67
Mm. Yeah,
through Routledge.
it all adds up, doesn't it?
Does
Right, yeah. I just got, where is it? Let me see if I can find it. I was so excited to get it.
Mine's probably sitting outside the house because something arrived today from the Australia Post too. It was that book that Anne Marie showed
Ah,
last week.
yes, the draw.
That,
Draw.
that, is that what it's called?
Well, yes, departing radically from academic writing. That is that the
Yeah,
one you
that's
meant?
it. Yep, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I downloaded chapters of that. It's
Okay.
online. It's in the CDU library.
Yep.
So I just downloaded chapters. And I'm now actually going to suggest that one of the authors, because it's an edited book,
Mm.
I'm going to put that person forward as an assessor for myself. I just love their thinking, their
Yeah.
ideas. It's all robust. Everything is research based,
Hmm.
but their presentation of the research is done in a different way. So it's a real resistance and
Yes.
challenge to
Yeah.
tradition. Yeah, which is right
Yeah.
up my alley. Now I'm trying to look for Polensky, but I can't find him right here.
Oh,
Uh, So you put me on to him.
did I?
Michael, yeah, Michael,
I did too. What did I say about him? Something.
you
Uh,
got his
I,
books. I just can't see it there. What's that one? No, that's Jordan Peterson. I definitely don't want. Yeah.
uh,
um, yeah, it's
a Liberal member for Parliament in Victoria thought that she was going to go see Jordan Peterson give his spiel, but she decided not to do that and focus on Parliament instead. That was a couple of weeks back. So somehow that got in my feed. I think it was on through the Guardian.
yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's probably a really good thing to do to concentrate on the needs of the people. Yeah.
Yes, then to feed your own grey matter sometimes.
Well, and also to reinforce the values of a ruling class, which is
Yes.
what this is my view. And I know lots of
Yeah.
people will disagree with me, but my view is that JP takes the ideas from the elites and he
Mhm.
pushes them as truth for everybody. Now, they're
Yeah.
not truth for everybody. When
No.
your children are starving, who cares if your beds aren't made?
Mm.
When both parents have to go to work and one of them is working, or could even be both of them working two jobs so that the
Yep.
banks foreclose on them, doesn't matter about those 12 rules for life because
Mm.
people are in survival mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think there's sufficient recognition of that. It's like therapy. Therapy is no good for people until they're past their crisis.
Mm.
They need support,
Yep.
and they might need somebody to walk with them. But doing those therapeutic interventions to try and
Mm.
make life better,
Yeah.
according to who? If it's not the
Yes.
recovery model of the clients, does it really matter? Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. So
Yep.
when I do my chapters, I get right into it. And then I have to go, whoa, sister, back it up. This is not
Yes.
about you. Back it up.
Sort of
Yes.
a find, replace, repeat sort of process, giving us
Yeah.
some of those words.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. All you need is a mouth to have an opinion. You don't need a
Mhm.
mind. And of course, research is about applying your mind to what other people are saying, thinking, doing. Yeah, so it's not just about our opinions.
No.
Otherwise, hell, we'd all be PhDs, wouldn't we?
Yep, they're living in America with billionaires and all sorts of weirdness that's happening.
I cannot believe what they're doing to some of the journals, like ordering the
Yeah.
journals to pull papers based on certain key terms. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, what is happening here?
I know. It's way back to 1930 something.
Yeah, it's very, very scary. And I think that all of us who are against that sort of totalitarian control need to organize so that we are presenting as a single voice. Otherwise,
Mm.
it's too easy to shoot individuals down. Or, like, what would he know? He's got a hat on his head. What would she know? Her favorite color's red. Yeah, it becomes really personalized.
Yes.
But when you've got a group of people organized together who
Mhm.
know what they're fighting against, it's very hard to dispute what the
Yeah.
people are saying then. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, this is not about politics. Although
No, no, no. But we're not doing that today.
no, we're not. Although one of my supervisors would probably be very happy because he's a political scientist.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and such a lovely, lovely man, but not the most brilliant fit for my topic.
No.
But he knows about Gramsci, so I'm happy with that. That's great stuff.
Mm.
So I've had a bit of a
Yep.
challenging week around research.
Okay. Do
The
tell.
first thing was last Monday after our meeting. I had a meeting with my supervisors who are both just, they're really lovely gentlemen. I like them very much.
Mhm.
And one of them said, well, if you intend to graduate in November, you need to be handing in June, not in August. So my time has been cut by 2 months.
Oh,
Yes, I underestimated the amount of time with the assessors. I gave it 2
yeah,
months and it needs longer. It possibly
yeah.
needs 4 months. So I will now be submitting to Gay, the editor, in
Yep.
June, as long as that's okay with her. I haven't actually spoken to her
No.
yet. So I am at panic stations and I've had a really, really cranky week. Like every time Paul looks at me, and he says, what can I do to support you? Don't make me say it, just read my mind. It hasn't been pleasant.
Mm.
But also, you know that our home has had an infestation of microbats.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So UE, the insurance agency, has rejected our claim for
Oh,
damage. Yes, yeah. So we have a fight on our hands because I'm not letting this sit.
no.
Yeah. So there's that. That was 2 things. And then what was the third thing? There was a third thing, and I can't now remember what it was. But it was another horrid thing. Time frames, bats. Who knows what the other thing was? But those 3 things together combined
Yeah,
to force me into a negative space. And
yeah.
as you know, I work very hard to stay in the positive.
You
So I've
do.
had to pull out every single social work skill that I possess to try and keep myself. Oh, I know what it was. Ethics.
Mm-hmm.
Ethics questions, why I used Otter AI to transcribe my videos when it
Yeah.
hadn't been approved by ethics, and now I would have to put in a variation.
Okay.
But that was the third thing that happened. So I exploded. I was so angry.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my poor supervisors, he got me when I had calmed down a bit, about an hour and a half later,
Yeah.
but I was
Feeling.
inappropriately angry.
Yes.
Yeah. But the thing is that it actually had gone through ethics. I made no secrets of the fact that I was going to use Otter AI. And
Yeah.
as you probably remember, my videos were done in a secure site.
Mm-hmm.
And then those videos were put into Otter AI to transcribe, and
Mm-hmm.
then videos were removed.
Yes.
Yeah, so all the participants had up to a month to make comments on the video on the secure site, right? Never on Otter AI. So there was never any live stuff on Otter AI.
No, no.
So that was all approved by ethics. It went through ethics, but now I've got this query, and this
Who brought that up?
ethics, it came out in my mid-candidature review document
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
had said, data collection has been completed, analysis is still going on, but transcriptions happen through Otter AI. So they picked on that, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to put into a variation, and did all of your participants know, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm.
Yeah, so that had I read it as having the potential to hold up me
Yes.
graduating in November,
Yes.
right? Which was a red flag to me. Like, I want this done with now.
Yeah.
So I don't know yet what's happening. I have responded with the section out of my ethics application that clearly talks about Otter AI.
Yeah.
And my ethics application was accepted, as the whole world knows, because it was discussed on one of Tara's videos. I've got to go and find that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I know she's got so many. Yeah.
Yes.
This is part of the constipation that occurs when supervisors move on,
Yes.
when there's such a high turnover of staff, because a corporate knowledge around the way things are being done gets lost.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's documentation, which is great, but it takes time to go through that documentation and to then answer the processes when all I want to be doing at the moment is writing, because that's all I've
Yeah,
got time for. Yeah. Yeah. So,
yeah,
yeah, those three things together, Doug, it brought me down last week, and I wasn't a very nice person to be around because I was cranky, and I had to stop. I had to pull myself up and just change my thoughts. And I was doing it 16
mm.
times a day. Like even my poor
Well,
dog, my favorite child, my dog, he copped it too. Get out of my way.
poor thing.
I know, I know. But it's Monday, it's a new week,
Hmm.
and everything can be solved. Yeah. So I'm just moving on. But I have spoken to a number of my participants now who
Yeah,
have all said, yeah, you said to us that it was going to be transcribed on Otter AI. We don't have an issue.
no.
Yeah. And in fact,
I think the
somebody,
only issue is how secure Otto AI is in America, where it's housed. I think it's or stored or
yeah,
whatever it is.
yes, yes. Look, there's definitely issues with it,
Mm,
but the issues appear to be from my research, and I did this research before I chose Otter, which was
yeah,
actually recommended by my two supervisors as the best way
yeah.
to do it. So that was Tara and Aidan both suggested that.
Hmm.
And Aidan said that's how he transcribed all of his. The issues seem to be when you allow Otter to have access to your apps. So, for
Yeah.
example, some people will attach it to Zoom or Teams, and
Hmm.
it transcribes while the video is on, right?
Yeah.
So then Otter has access to everything else on Teams
Mm,
and Zoom as well. So I purposely chose to do it in two different ways. But I don't know,
yeah.
AI is a problem, right? And AI is being talked about in universities.
It
Uh,
is.
yeah. So there are real issues with it. And I think it's moved so quickly, like it has grown, but we haven't. We haven't kept up
No.
our processes. So
No.
I get them questioning it, but I don't understand why you question it when you already passed it,
Yeah.
when it was already approved. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is.
It is. It is.
And
Hopefully, it'll be just a minor hiccup.
oh, I hope so. Yeah, I really hope so. Because the thought of having to go back and collect all of that data again,
Hmm.
wow. And that just extends everything for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I would probably say, see you, CDU. I'm
Yeah.
going elsewhere. If I have to do this all again, I may as well just go and enroll elsewhere. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll be going to my favorite.
If he can get in,
Sorry.
if he can get in,
Yeah,
if
probably
she
would.
if she responds, and
Yeah. Yeah. She probably wouldn't, but we'll see. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I would still try.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried, but I'll give it up now.
Has she responded?
No,
Yeah. Does that hurt, Doug?
just a little. Like even, but I do get good feedback on when I watch her vlogs or her posts every week. I usually leave a message or a comment, and I get good feedback there. But it's the individual emails to her Flinders address that come back with nothing. No, that don't come back at all
Mm.
unless it's to address some other issue that Flinders has.
Mm.
So yeah,
So I guess that is an answer in itself.
it
And
is.
maybe, look, she's incredibly busy. So maybe she
Mm,
triages
yeah.
and, yeah, and deals with um, business first, like
Mm,
core business first.
yeah.
Yeah, don't know. Um, but yeah, I was very hurt in the beginning as well.
Yeah.
But we have to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know the ins and outs of
No, yeah. And I would love to know the ins and outs.
yeah.
But yeah, see, it could even be something as simple as she's agreed not to have contact with previous students.
Yeah,
Yeah, I no idea. Yeah,
no,
yeah. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It is
no.
what it is, and all we have to do is keep going. So, what is your focus this week then?
Well, I've really got to get started on the script for the confirmation.
Is there
So
anything I can do to assist you in that?
not at the moment. Um, maybe next week we could do a rough um go through read through
Yes, a
whatever it's
trial.
called, trial,
Yeah,
trial and
yes, yeah.
error. um, I've got slides ready, I think. That I'm thinking I might. Last night in bed, I thought I might add something else, which I can't remember what now, to the slides. Oh yeah, my the policy and programs that I'm thinking about using.
Oh, yeah.
So there's about two for the federal government, and then one for each of the states and territories. So what's that, about 9 or 10 all up so far?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I might just put them in as something at the in the back at the end, sort of a further reading, and bulk up my references list.
Yeah.
um, but yes, I was having trouble with PowerPoint not wanting to save to the hard drive. I
Mm-hmm.
worked out why that was, and that was because I had somehow um, made it hard for myself or anything to save to certain folders,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's now solved.
Mm-hmm.
Till next time it happens, then I'll go freak out again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bloody computers.
Yeah. Well, I have two Microsoft 365 accounts. So I've got
Yeah,
my own and JCU's.
yeah,
So I'm always going, hang on, why isn't it? Oh God, it's gone to my account, damn it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets very
And I
confusing.
don't like OneDrive, how it always wants to save things to the bloody cloud,
Mm,
because it just pisses me off because it just takes time.
mm,
And I want it stored on the hard drive, and then
mm,
I can store it on the cloud if I want to store it on the cloud. But
mm,
no, it has to be stored on the cloud, and
mm.
yeah, it's little things like that. I think it's just taking too much away from my control.
This might be second nature to younger ones. So people
Mm,
who have come straight from school and they've
yeah,
done their undergrad and then they're going straight into a PhD because they got honors one or something.
yeah,
So for you and I know that you're a lot younger than I am anyway, but computers weren't second nature to
no,
us. Yeah, so it's even just the use of everything computerized
yeah,
is different. When I was an undergrad, we used to still handwrite our assignments.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was dumb enough to handwrite these twice. We had to do it, hand up two copies, and I could. It's just landed. I thought, well, I could have photocopied that, and but no, I'd handwrite the whole thing again, and
So you were the same at you,
yeah,
yeah, at school or at uni?
getting
Yeah,
in school, yeah, everything was handwritten,
yeah,
and computers weren't really much of a thing back then.
no,
Um, I think it was only when I could actually afford a printer. When when was that? 96, 97. Could buy a printer and do things at home.
yeah.
But
And was it
even
one of
then,
those dot matrix printers?
no,
No?
that I had a dot matrix once. That's when I had a Commodore 64, old school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The big
But
one. Yeah.
yeah, but I wouldn't do that on do homework on that. We still got rid of that to rallies anyway. Um, but I bought a bubble jet printer um, that was from a well, a store nearby where I was living, and tried. my heart out trying to print things out with that and color and was it just black? I think it was just black and white, that one.
Yeah, because color was expensive.
It was.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, yeah, still is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I've only got a brother laser printer next to me now, so that's all I use.
Yeah. I bought a really flash printer when I went to Norfolk Islands
Yep.
because I knew I would need one to do everything.
Yeah.
And geez, it was good. And it made it back to Ipswich. So our first move was to Ipswich, no
Hmm.
problems. I was using it in Ipswich. But then the second move here to Nhulunbuy, it was just too much for it. So it had,
Oh,
yeah, it won't work at all.
no.
So I went and bought new print heads for it, thinking that it
Hmm.
was the print heads, but still won't work. So I had to go to the post office here, and I just bought a cheap one from the post office,
Yeah.
which is okay. And I've signed up to the ink to HP, and
Mm.
it checks the ink levels, and every time I'm low, it just automatically sends them to me. So it's a
Yeah.
subscription thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't have the gray matter to commit to checking on how much ink have I got. How many
No.
papers have I got left to be able to print? No, I want to concentrate on other things. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've got I think a couple of years back I got convinced by my partner to buy 20 cartridges, um laser or brother ink cartridges, toner.
Yeah, toner.
Think of
Yeah.
toner. So I've got 20 of them floating around the house.
Yeah.
So I just gotta wait for it to expire and
Yeah. And
bring
then
out a
you've got
new
another
one.
one
And
there. Yeah. Yeah. And just hope that the printer doesn't die in the meantime because you've
yeah.
still got these 20 cartridges. Yeah.
Bloody
Yeah,
things.
but these are things that
Yep.
when I considered doing a PhD, I never thought about any of this.
No.
I thought about the research. I
Yeah.
didn't pay any attention to the hardware that supports the research.
I know.
So even I had a CDU computer that you might remember in the early days, it just didn't work.
No.
But because I was on Norfolk Island, it was an effort to get it back and then to get another one. And the same
Yep.
thing happened again. It stopped working. So I've just bought my own.
Yeah.
But I'm fortunate I'm in a position to be able to do that. Some people would not be able to.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And living remotely, it all sounds very romantic and ideal that you can do a fully digital PhD.
Mhm.
But what if you can't scan something? Something's urgent and you can't scan it because your printer doesn't scan, or
Yes.
I don't know. You might not have a printer because your home office budget didn't support that. There's so many
Yeah.
things to consider.
Yeah. Because I ended up buying a scanner, I think, before starting the PhD, just before, or just during the first um, sign up months of
Mhm.
everything, because I had to send signatures up and sign documents, and it's just like easy to go to I think it was Office Works at the time and just buy a cheap scanner, and
Mm.
that helps. But
Yeah, cheap is one thing, but if you're on, I don't know, do they still do Oz Study? Is it still
yeah,
called
but
Oz
you don't
Study?
get that with
For higher degrees by research. Yeah.
no,
Yeah. So stipend, if you're on
yeah,
stipend, I don't know about you, but I don't I don't think I could afford to buy extra things like that just on my stipend.
no,
And the budget that we get for our PhDs, mine was really clearly defined in my COC, actually.
mhm,
That was where I had to define
yeah,
what I needed it for. And that's changed along the line. Like everything that I have there now is left over for editing.
yes,
Yeah, although editing is going to cost me a lot more, and I will wear that, but what
mm,
is there will end up going to Gay for her editing services.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot to think about, and stress on families. So one of the things I was very clear on coming into a
Mhm.
PhD was that I did not want this to impact my relationship in any way.
No.
Over the years, I've counseled so many people who have broken relationships as a result of PhDs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So I
started
was,
one.
yeah, I was really edgy. But the way I treated Paul last week
Mm,
was I was mega stressed over those three things that happened, bang, 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 all in a row.
yeah.
My stress levels were over the top, and I was horrid. Right. And of course, I've apologized and I've put a context around it. And now I'm working very hard to find a new way to deal with my stress.
Hmm.
But it wasn't appropriate.
No.
And if I'd had kids, oh my God, those little
Yeah.
children. Yeah. Yeah.
Also
Anyway.
by yourself, and you had no outlet.
Yeah. And I think that's the value that Anne Marie gets out of meeting with us. You know, Anne
Mm,
Marie has said a number of times that this is so helpful to her. She really appreciates it
yeah.
because, like, she is by herself.
Okay.
Yeah, in an isolated area.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got friends, of course,
Yeah.
and she's got adult children or one adult daughter up there. But it's not the same as having other colleagues in research to talk to.
No.
Yeah. And Laura as well. While Laura is on break from work,
Mm,
and she's not a social worker, but she does social research.
she
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very nice for her to have other colleagues to talk to, and she wants to move into our area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So shall we just end up early then and get back to writing?
Yes, I have to do the writing.
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
be putting it off.
Now I sent you a copy of my COC. I know that.
Yep.
And you attended mine from
Yep.
memory. Did I ever send you my slide deck?
No.
I'll have a look for that because I will have that somewhere.
Yeah.
And I suspect that I even have the practice run recorded.
Oh, good.
So I'm very happy to send that to you.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, all right, Doug, it's always wonderful talking to you.
It
Always.
is, isn't it?
And I'll
Thank
have a
you.
look now to send this thing off to you. And if you don't get anything, if you don't get the practice run, that means I didn't record it. All
That's
right.
right. Yeah.
All right.
Bye, Megan. Bye.
See you. Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye.